Hello, this is Pat Carosa, the Buffalo Bills guy, and I'm not going to be talking about the Buffalo Bills today because, well, their season is over and they're not in the playoffs, and of course, I could talk about how their defense was really great, but something is starting today that is exciting in the NFL world, and that is the NFL playoffs. And we have four great matchups this weekend between the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans, the Seattle Seahawks and the Dallas Cowboys, and we have the Chargers and the Ravens and the Eagles and the Chicago Bears. I'm going to be talking about all of them in this 15 minutes and who might win the matchup to advance to the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. I think this week is very compelling. There's a lot of good teams that are playing, a lot of teams that earn the right to be in the wild card round in the playoffs. And the first game that we'll be playing will be the Colts and the Houston Texans. Houston is the home team, and that could be a deciding factor in this game. Although I believe the Colts are going to get the victory today. I think they're the better team heading into this game. I think they're one of the most hot teams in the NFL right now. And Andrew Luck almost always has a good game when he enters the NFL playoffs, and I think that should continue moving forward. He has a good offensive line, a good running back, and Marlon Mack, and you can just tell even in that Tennessee game that Indianapolis is really coming on. I mean, they were 1-5 to start the year and ended up 10-6, and really is one of the dark horses for the NFL right now. They could really sneak up on teams and possibly get to the championship game, in my opinion, because they are that solid of a team. Frank Reich has done a great job coaching that team, and Frank Reich with the beard is very interesting, I have to admit, but I think the Colts will get the victory there. And I know Houston is a good team as well, but they won a lot of close games. Deshaun Watson, I have never been impressed by him. If he wants to take that next step, then yes, beating the Colts and going on to the divisional round is a necessary place for him to go, but overall, I think the Colts are going to win, and they have a good defense, actually. I've been impressed by their defense this year and how they came to play each and every week. So I think the Colts are going to win in this game. The next game that is on the docket today is the Seattle Seahawks and the Dallas Cowboys, and Dallas is the home team, and I think that's what's going to determine this game, is that Dallas is at home, and I think they will win rather convincingly against the Seattle Seahawks, although don't be surprised that it could be a close game, because the Cowboys tend to lay down in the playoffs, especially in recent years, they can't win the close games during playoff time, but I think they're the better team. They have Dak Prescott, who had a really good season this year. He really commanded the offense really well, especially in the second half of the season. And after the trade for Amari Cooper, I was impressed by his decision making and his ability to escape potential sacks, to lead the Cowboys to the playoffs. And the Cowboys defense, wow, is it really good. You have DeMarcus Lawrence on that team, which, provides that pass rush. And, I've been just impressed by how the Cowboys get to the passer and their blitz packages and how their secondary just covers every receiver up. So I think for that game, Dallas is going to win. That's not to say that Seattle won't create a game out of this, because they certainly can. Russell Wilson is, in my opinion, one of the most athletic quarterbacks in the NFL, and he can create a big play every time he touches the ball. And you have Tyler Lockett, Doug Baldwin on offense, so Seattle could be a really, really sneaky team, especially heading into the playoffs. And they have a good defense as well. Yes, it's not the Legion of Boom, but it's still pretty good. So don't be surprised if this could be a really, really good game. And then the first game on Sunday is the Chargers against the Baltimore Ravens. And that could also be another great game. Obviously, we remember what happened a couple weeks ago. They faced in that on that Saturday night game, and Baltimore won rather convincingly against the Chargers. And although I think, I believe Baltimore, or is it, I believe Baltimore is the home team, and, yeah, Baltimore is the home team, and although I think Baltimore has a great defense, but I think the Chargers will squeak out just a little bit, although the Baltimore defense is really, really, really good. It's legit. I mean, their secondary is amazing. They don't allow anything by them, and then their pass rush is just as incredible. They pressure the quarterback, and they can get sacks on a consistent basis, and that could be the deciding factor in the game. Although I think the Chargers are the much better team right now, and I think they could pull it out, and because they were close the last time in this contest. And Lamar Jackson, yes, on offense. I think the Chargers will look at the game film from the first game and find ways to stop him, because I don't think he's that great of a passer yet. So, this is his first playoff game, so I would suspect some struggles in there. And then offensively, obviously, Phillip Rivers is the only quarterback from the 2004 draft class to not win a Super Bowl. I know I'm a Bills fan, and J.P. Lossman was picked in the second round, but from the guys that were picked in the early picks that year, he's the only quarterback that has not reached a Super Bowl or even won a Super Bowl. So he's motivated for that, and they have a great offense. They really have a great offense. I mean, across the board, they are really, really stacked, and that could be that deciding factor in a Chargers win today. And then the last game is against the Chicago Bears and Philadelphia Eagles. And let me tell you, it's like deja vu all over again. Carson Wentz got hurt. Nick Foles came in, led the Eagles to 3 straight victories, and guided the Eagles to a Super Bowl championship. That's what happened last year, but I just don't see it happening this year. The Eagles are a flawed playoff team. I think the most flawed playoff team that is coming out this year, and I think the Chicago Bears are going to run away with this game. With this game, and they have a good offense. Mitchell Trubisky had a really solid season this season, really a blueprint of what the Bills could do moving forward, and they also have a great defense with Khalil Mack, who had an outstanding season, and overall I think they are a better team than the Philadelphia Eagles. So I think they will beat the Eagles. So the teams that I think will win are the Colts, the Cowboys, the Chargers, and the Bears. And we'll see what happens as the playoffs get started. And of course, I will be here next week to talk about the divisional matchups as we get set to go here in the playoffs. Exciting time of year, and we'll see who makes it to the Super Bowl. Until next time, go Bills. This is Pat Carosa.